Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Susanna Sun. This is Love with Sun, where we talk about all things feminine, mysteries, the law of attraction, and the divine feminine within. We are really discovering at this time such great expansions. And by this time, what I really mean is whatever time you are in right now. And for me, it is quite a particularly potent time, which is the end of April 2023, as we are in the peak of the eclipse season and Beltane is around the corner. So to celebrate and to tap into these energies is really creating an expansive, explosive type of energy for anybody who is intentionally tapping into this and feeling this. There is, of course, the natural off-flow, even if you're not intentionally tapping into this, that you will be feeling it because of the season of nature. And if you are connected with nature, then you will have that experience of understanding what this feels like in the Northern Hemisphere, specifically moving into spring season. So that has a lot of the energies that I'm talking about. And there's so many different traditions that work with this energy, from the resurrection of the Christ, which symbolizes the transformation that happens in the physical body when we learn how to move the cerebrum fluids from the sacral center and move them back up to the heart and to the brain, the rebirthing. Yes, so those are the ancient Egyptian traditions. And then also the Taoists, of course. And through the particular time right now, there is so much happening astrologically. And so there's this global scale societal change that's happening, a very pivotal moment, very, marker point type of energy at this point, because it is a restart for the next 20 years. And this is because of Venus's cycle, actually, which is opposed to this eclipse right now. So it's it's really quite a fascinating thing to witness, and not just to witness it, but to experience it, to be in it. Are you feeling it? Do you let yourself feel it? Are there ways that you numb yourself out? That's a very interesting question, right? Because the more clear that we become in our physical vessel, the easier it is for us to connect to ourselves, to each other, to divinity. And that's the practice. That's really what we're working on right now. That's what this transition is about, is coming into deeper connection with all that is. And the more focus we have, the more we can create. And that's another primary part of the Aquarius age, is that we are learning how to create. We're learning deep innovation. There's new things coming that have only been concepts so far. And as we create them, we are literally creating our realities, which means that we are taking ownership of the divinity, the seed that we are, whether you feel that you connect with angels, star seeds, you feel that you are a child of God. However you decide to speak that, to embody that, is very well and good. You can call yourself an artist, and it's the same thing, because what it is creating a reality. It's understanding that you have power, that you have capacity to bring things to life, especially as a woman, especially with a womb. We are literally portals to life source energy, and death too. So the dark feminine comes through a lot at this time, at eclipse season, of course, because there is a rebirth, which means the grieving of the old. So that last 20-year cycle of Venus, that was another cycle. You might want to take a look at 20 years ago from now and see what kind of big changes were happening, if you see anything like that happening, because this is a reflection of that as well. It's the same energy recycling as part of the spiral of the Venusian movement. Look up the the Venusian path and you'll see a beautiful flower shape, right? So it represents the 5 petals, which, this is the cat playing in the paper bag, if you hear that. The 5 petals of Venus. So this is the 5-year cycle. Oh, sorry, the 5 movements, but it takes 8 years, yes. So this cycle represents the number 5 in general. It is the number of transformation. So on this new cycle with Venus, we're able to create a new reality of whatever that is. And by focusing our intention and knowing our capacity for this, we are consciously creating the next 20 years, and we're getting a glimpse of it right now. This is really like the starting point, you know, the momentum building. So it's really potent time. That's really the way that I can say it that feels the most clear. Yes. So bringing all of these things together, we have a ball of delicious energy. This is, you know, the Taurus energy that I'm in right now is very luscious. It's like we're building all the details within this vision of what we're creating. And it's kind of like the decorating part. So it's really beautiful. I'm starting to witness some of the transformations already as well. Starting to feel like things make a little more sense. Things are falling into place a little bit. There may be some still hesitations, but things really have opened up for us. And there is one more swing, right? So as we go into Beltane, which is May 1st or May Day, however you wish to celebrate it and call it, is welcome. And this is really the peak, yes? And we move through it with a little bit of a drop afterwards as well, I do feel. But then we settle into summer energy. So, or winter if you're in the southern hemisphere. So this process right now is kind of a surrendering piece, like you're about to jump off the edge of the cliff here, right? And there's a confidence that needs to show up with that, in the trust that when I go off this cliff and I make this path, I choose this path, I know that I have a way of moving through that. Whatever that is for you. Maybe you run down the cliff. Maybe you jump off and you fly. Maybe you have a parachute. Maybe you crash land and it's a restart. You know, there's so many options. So that's been the metaphor that's been coming up. That's really been kind of where we're at. Like we have been climbing out of the muck, like up that mountain. And we are ready to take a new direction and let's go. It feels like that. Aries gave us a really great kickstart, and now we are settling into this second half, I could call it maybe, of the transition period. And then Pluto will go back into Capricorn for another while. So this is a long game. Right? We are going through these ups and downs, but continually progressing. And so we're watching that happen with Pluto coming in and then out and then in and out for a couple of years. So it's interesting. This is really the start of something fantastic. It feels explosive and vibrant and meaningful and exciting And I'm really curious how you see yourself fitting into that. If you do, what's your role in this expansion of the divine feminine? How do you want to play a part in it? Is it in community? Is it in supportive role, a background role, in front of the camera role, in person? How does it feel the best to you? Because in these questions, in tapping into our hearts and our wombs and the psychic abilities that live there, we're able to understand who we really are and why we're here. And that's what we're talking about. More than anything, we can bring it all together into this. Who are we really and why are we here? Because in that question, we can tap in to the remembering that we are connected with divine source energy. And we create our realities. And right now, it's our time to shine. It really is. So I welcome you into this. And I love you if you followed through all of that. Please leave a comment, like it, share it. It's helping me to spread the message. So I'm grateful for your energy in that very small, free way. It really does help me, so thank you. And it helps everybody else who gets to access the information because the algorithm likes it when you like it. So, okay. Yes, I would love to also invite you into our Sundays practice. I don't know if I will still be having it if you see this in the future, but as of right now, we are doing a Sunday practice this coming Sunday. And we will be tapping into clarity, yes, this pure connection with divine, and embodiment. So not only do I see it in the ethers, but I actually know how to bring it into the physical. Yeah? Clear and embodied divine feminine Sunday self-care practice. We have both a sharing circle as well as a small practice. So you're very welcome to join us for that or to check it out. I think there'll be a replay. I'm working on my recording skills. Okay. Have a beautiful day. This energy is wild. Can you feel it just pulsing through me? The divine feminine is just, woo! We are out there right now. We are feeling it. So yeah, let me know if that's you. Much love. Bye.